And now we're going to bring in Jason Cavendish, who I was at the Michigan Cyber Summit last Wednesday, I guess it was, and Jason was there speaking. He's the now I call you the CISO. Is that correct? You're the Chief Information Security Officer.
It's a common mistake, actually. I'm the Chief Security Officer for the state of Michigan. It combines both the Chief Information Security Officer role and the Security Officer role, which brings digital and information security together with physical security.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so the first day was the basic stuff. Had lots of speakers. Must have been about 1,000 people there. I think I ran into Leslie Smith, and she said it was close to 1,000.
My goodness.
Indeed.
Yep. And it was at Suburban Showplace, and it was chock-a-block full. And then also the second day was, well, that's where our old friend Tamara Shoemaker comes in with Cyber Patriot. It was for the kids because the kids probably are online a heck of a lot more than most adults are, and they may not be as tech savvy as they should be, right, Jason?
Well, that's true. I think we were fortunate to have a group of almost 400 kids there on Thursday, and many of them were very tech savvy. It was fantastic to see their response to the presenters and the sponsors that were teaching them about some new things and different ways you can get into the cybersecurity field. And they had just wonderful questions throughout the day, and were very attentive, not disruptive, very engaged the whole day. And that was super great to see. And we were really happy with our inaugural high school event.
So let's talk about the professional event for just a minute. I was booked on Wednesday at another conference that Lawrence Tech sponsored, so I couldn't make it to the Cyber Summit. Give me, if you would, your top maybe 3 or 4 takeaways from what you saw at the Cyber Summit.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the big deal at the Cyber Summit for us was really, we talked a lot about the Michigan Cyber Roadmap that we're kicking off, and the state and local cybersecurity grant program. And then probably the other thing that was really germane to me is the passwordless panel that we had that really talked about how adopting passwordless and passkey based authentication brings a entirely new level of security to our systems and applications, and prevents a lot of the common kind of attacks that we see in cybersecurity.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Now, this may not be a familiar topic for everyone in our audience, because everyone probably uses passwords. Probably many of them use two-factor authentication, but passkeys, no, they don't know what those are. What are those?
Yeah, so a passkey is a mechanism to authenticate to the systems that you log on to that's stored on your device. And so when you present that device and your biometric unlocks the device, it gives you a different way to authenticate to, say, Google, for example. Google platform has come out and basically said that the next time you log on to their system with a Google account, they're going to give you the option to start using a passkey. And what that means is you won't have to type in a password anymore. It'll just know who you are based on the device that you have, and the fact that you unlocked your device using a fingerprint or facial recognition to access that device. And those two things together then provide the authentication necessary to give you access to those services.
Now, this is a biometric system, right? Does it require additional equipment or a special computer or anything like that?
For the Google implementation, it does not. It also does not require that you have a biometric. You can use a different factor like a YubiKey or an authentication application, so that some people are not real happy with the idea of having to use their likeness or their fingerprint for that kind of authentication. So there are other ways that you can present yourself as well.
What are those other ways? Describe it.
Again, it'd be a YubiKey or an authenticator application on your device.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd still unlock, you'd still have to have your device locked with a passcode, which I definitely recommend for everybody. That also helps with encrypting the device. Most of the smart devices, mobile devices, once you put a passcode on them, will also enable encryption on the device, which is just another protection. That passcode that you use to unlock it, plus the authenticator application itself, will give you a passkey that allows you to authenticate as well.
All right, Jason, I'm interested to learn a little bit more about you, about your background. How long have you been in this role with the state, and what's your background? What led you to it?
Yeah, thank you. My background is that I've been in and around technology for about 30 plus years, and I started in information technology about 15 years ago. I hold a certified information security systems professional certification from ISC Squared. I hold a certified information systems auditor from ISACA. It's an audit accounting group. I hold a project management professional from Project Management Institute. I hold a bachelor's degree, an associate's degree, and a master's certificate from Villanova University in project management. I also hold several other IT certifications: certified ethical hacker, certified hacking forensic investigator, certified security analyst, certified cyber architect, and I'm also a licensed professional investigator in the state of Michigan. I came to the state in 2019 as a senior security architect, and in 2021, I was hired as the deputy chief security officer. I was the acting chief security officer at the state for about a year, and then here in July, I was hired as the cyber chief security officer for the state.
Who do you report to directly then?
Yeah, I report to Laura Clark, the Chief Information Officer at the state of Michigan, and she reports into the DTMB Director, Michelle Lang.
Okay.
Okay, so talk a little bit about the Thursday event, if you would, the K-12 event. You were there for that one?
100%, yeah. Laura Clark and I kind of got the idea for the high school cyber summit from our attendance at UperCon up in the Upper Peninsula. That's an event that's put on by the Upper Peninsula Cybersecurity Institute in conjunction with Northern Michigan University. And it brings local area high schools up there together for a day of cybersecurity learning and classes, and get them excited about potential careers in cybersecurity. And we thought, wow, that is a fantastic event. We were lucky to go up and participate and teach a class of Cyber Jeopardy there last year. And we said, we need to bring this to Lower Michigan. This is, we need to take a play out of Upper Michigan's UperCon and bring it down south here. And so when we were planning the regular industry-based cyber summit, we said we also wanted to plan a high school cyber summit this year. And so we worked really hard with all of our support sponsors and the local universities and colleges that attended. We had 9 universities and colleges represented at the event, and 4 primary top tier sponsors, and then additional sponsors that helped out with things like the lunch and beverages throughout the day, and the lanyards and the bags and everything that the kids were given throughout the day. And it was just the idea of, let's see how much interest we can get at the high school level for potential entry into cyber careers. And as we all know, there is a deficit in available candidates for cyber jobs. We're in a negative employment rate with cybersecurity, and that's true in the state of Michigan as well as across the nation. And so we felt that if we could get high school students super fired up and charged up to get into cyber careers, that would really help not only ourselves but other Michigan businesses to have additional candidates available to them.
I think Matt at Lawrence Technological University can speak to this, because we've discussed it many times, where folks that come out of his, not his personal, but Lawrence Technology's cyber program are getting like multiple job offers, and kids starting out at 22 years old making 6 figures. Now, Matt and I, as journalists, never did that. So that shows you the demand out there that reinforces what you just said, right, Matt?
Absolutely. Yeah. We have programs in computer science in the College of Arts and Sciences. Then we have a computer engineering program in the College of Engineering. And, both of those, if anyone's been unable to find a job coming out of college with one of those degrees, I haven't heard about it. It's basically anyone who wants a job can have 2 in that field right now. And, and it's so important because it's human nature to be trusting. And when you are trusting in the cyber world, that can get you in a whole lot of trouble real quick.
A lot of bad people out there. So
yeah, like we face thousands of threats a day here at LTU, and we don't even know about them because the IT people are on it. But occasionally, as we learned in that one school in Ann Arbor that had to shut down their email system for a few days, or shut down their internet for a few days, bad stuff still happens, and you have to be on your toes all the time.
Yeah, I think you really hit the nail on the head with some of that, Matt. Talking about, one of the great things about living in Michigan is they call us Michigan nice. We're always out trying to help each other and are willing to really jump in times of crisis. However, when it comes to cyber, as you just kind of articulated, we need to take that a little bit with a grain of salt and just consider the source of the request that's coming in. We've seen attacks recently, as you mentioned, the one there, that particular school, but also, MGM, Caesars have all had attacks recently that preyed on that help desk customer service representative being nice and wanting to help that person that is pretending to be in distress, only to find out that they're actually a hacker and had just enough information to be able to obtain access through that password reset process or something like that. And then bad things happen, right? So
let's sort of wrap with people being out. Matt was referring to LTU getting a lot of hacks or attempts anyway. State of Michigan, I know, because we've had many folks on from the state of Michigan. You guys are bombarded all the time, right?
Yeah, we see about 90 million attacks per day and somewhere in the neighborhood of about 110 billion a month. So it's pretty interesting. It definitely keeps our security operations center on their toes and gives them lots of opportunity to find ways to automate response and try to address that never-ending influx, right? I think it's kind of like there's a great picture on the internet about a lighthouse just before a massive tsunami hits it. And, you kind of hope that the lake wall there holds that tsunami wave back, but sometimes it's overwashed, right? So.
Wow, that number is astounding, even as someone who's semi-familiar with this issue. Billions a month. Good Lord.
Is it nation state folks? Is it criminal folks? All of the above, or what?
It's all of the above. I think just being on the internet, we're all susceptible to those kind of things. We're fortunate many times our internet service providers keep a lot of those attacks at bay for us at our homes, but definitely it's wise to make sure you're paying attention to the configuration of that router that they provide you. And if you want to have a little bit of additional protection, add a firewall yourself and learn a little bit more about cybersecurity through implementing that to help protect you.